Gorms, first of all, welcome along to Colts TV. I think this is your home debut. Let's touch on last season, the trials and tribulations, which ultimately secured lowland league status for the club. How did you feel the season went as an overall for you and the management team?
Since me and John came in, the season was obviously good. It was a good season for the Colts where we finished. Realistically, when we took the job on, I don't think many people gave us a chance of staying in the league. We were sitting bottom of the league, a bit adrift for everybody else. So a lot of my pals, when I took the job on with John, questioned us. So to get survival and to get the amount of points that we did on the board and the performances we put in, it was pleasing to see, and it was a good reaction we got for the boys. So it was pleasing.
The last 2 or 3 games were probably pivotal in that, weren't they?
They were. We went away to Bo'ness and we got a great first half performance up there. It was one of the best first performances we've seen. And we got a good 3 points there. And then we played Trinent, which was disappointing at home. I think there was a lot of pressure on us that game. We didn't perform. And then the last game against Linlithgow, who they were playing for the Cup the week after us, and they went full strength, and it was a good showcase for us to go, and the boys would put a great performance in, and we ended up beating them 2-0, and ultimately that's what kept us in the league.
We're sitting here tonight on the 10th of June. The league finished 5 weeks ago. Boys are not quite in for pre-season yet. What have you and the gaffer been plotting on and off, on the off-season? Lots of chats to discuss how to take the team forward for the sort of 25-26 campaign.
Aye, it's been a hard one in terms of we couldn't really get anybody signed up in terms of during the season, which you like to do, because we didn't know what league we were going to be in, we didn't know what the situation was and where we were going to be, so it was really hard, and a lot of time had went in since the Linlithgow game, probably to the end of May, full of May. I think John and the gaffer's been working really hard, a lot of conversations with players and myself, and then we've managed to secure a lot of the players that we wanted, retained from last year, the ones that we wanted, and we've managed to sign a few of the boys, a few number 1 targets, which is pleasing. So yeah, it's all about now, we've managed to secure another coach in, so it's all about the 3 of us now, working away probably the next week or so. First couple of sessions will be in, but probably the next 10 days we'll be right hard at it in terms of getting a plan together and trying to get the boys ready.
I want to touch on something that's been very well documented on social media, the new Lowland West, which means that there'll be no relegation from the Lowland League this season. What will the message be to the players? For you guys as a management team, is it about finishing as high up the league as possible? Maybe try and get a good run in the cup? I think when you've got no relegation, boys' heads can maybe go somewhere else. I would imagine as a management team you want to make sure you finish high up the table as possible.
Yeah, even obviously before the news came out about the new structure for next season, me and the gaffer sat down with the committee and made a plan of what we're going to do for next season. The first thing is we want to stay in this league, right? So now that's been took away, so we can put a lot of focus and a lot of energy into other things now. And the biggest thing for us is a cup run. The first probably the meeting we had with the committee, and they said that the cup runs for this team the last couple of years have been poor. I don't think they've got by the first round in the last maybe 4 or 5 years. So there's a point we want to go and get a good cup run, and because the season that we just had, like from February to the end of the season, we finished well. So we want to try and rebuild in that. We want to try and finish as high as in the league possible. Every manager in this league and every coaching staff will be saying that. But we want to go and see, we want to go and challenge, because what we want to do is we want to challenge, we want to put ourselves in a good stead for the following season. And that all starts this season. So it's building, what we're trying to do is build a squad for this, get a good squad in for this season, and hopefully they'll stay on for the next campaign, which will be the most important one. But we want to get a good cup run, and we want to finish up as high as possible, and that's in the top half of the table.
You mentioned about players that you're bringing in. Is there a type of player that you guys have been looking at? Is there a style of play that you're going to be looking for next season? Type of players? What sort of players are the management team looking at this season?
It's hard to say, because you don't want to say, brand yourself, we're going to be this type of team, and then you go and play somebody and you need to change it. So what we're looking for is good, honest boys. Again, a lot of managers will be saying they've got a good, honest boys, but I think that was the main thing that got us over the line last year. We had proper boys that wanted to come in, train, play on a Saturday, and the whole, from Lowland League to even the West of Scotland, East of Scotland, it's getting took over with money. Yeah. And we ultimately don't have that sort of at our disposal. We don't have that money, so we've getting boys in that are local. We're getting boys in that want to progress because they've seen what happens at this club. There's a lot of faces and a lot of scouts come to this club, so they've seen that there is a progression in this league, in this team. So that's what we want. We've managed, and ultimately we got players that we played against last year, and we're like, he was good. So we've got them together. We've got a wee nucleus that we kept, and we're going to go and try and play a decent brand of football, win games of football, but also enjoyable for the boys, and that's what we've seen in the changing room last year. So that's what we're going to do. I'm not going to sit here and say that me and the gaffer we're speaking and we're saying we're going to play it for the back and we're going to take 100 passes before we go to goal. Yeah. We're going to get to goal as soon as possible. We're going to try and play nice football, and we're going to try and win games of football. We've seen the pitch out there we've got. It's a nice big pitch to our disposal. Can we go and utilise it? Hopefully. And we're just going to get good young faces through the door with a couple of older heads, which probably missed last year. And hopefully we can get a good group of boys in the park to go and enjoy. We
brought Xander Diamond in as a coach, experienced, played at a high level. Obviously was a gaffer at Broomhill last year. That's a very, very good appointment. What's the thinking around that?
We had Craig Holmes, obviously last season. He came in. He was a player when we came in, and he ended up taking up the coaching role because he had to stop due to injury. And he was good. He was a good link between me and John to the players. Yep. And he was good on the training field as well. And obviously he left to take up a job with St Mirren, so we had a gap to fill. I think between me and John, we were talking, and we didn't really know who to get in, and John had put names forward, I'd put names forward, and we never really had them. And then I think John was talking to someone and he said Xander's potentially be available, and when we too as well, so speaking like he's been in the league last year. Yep. The run at Broomhill had towards the end of the season, they were very unlucky to go down. He knows the level. He brought a lot of young, good players into Broomhill. So, and ultimately, like you said, he's played at a high level than any. Me and John, and his coaching, for what I heard for the players last year, was very good. So, I'm looking forward to working with him because obviously, it'll be myself and Xander will be on the training field with John watching over us, but it'll be me and Xander will work closely together. So, I'm looking forward to working for him, and I'm looking forward to learning from him as well because, as we said, he's played at a high level. So.
Pre-season is a week away. How does that look at this moment in time? How's it looking?
It's different now that I'm a coach, because if I was a player I'd be absolutely crap myself. But it's different. It's days are gone by the. Me and Xander were having a conversation in the stairs. Days are gone where players wouldn't come back unfit. They're all fit now. They're in the gym. They're running. They're all doing this. They're all on that Instagram showing off and all that. So they're coming back fit. So we just need to kind of top up and kind of just get our ideas across in terms of the shape, in terms of how we want to play, and just get their wee fitness, just to show them what we've got, what we can do, because we need them to buy into us as well. So we need to show them that the drills we're putting on, the running drills we're putting on, are decent drills that we're putting on. So me and Xander have had a couple of conversations in terms of what the sessions are going to look like. And so we've kind of plotted together. There'll be a bit of running, ultimately.
Loads of coffins.
So Xander was supposed to take part in the training, but he's got injured playing a charity game. So I'll need to try and see if Neil hood up and I'll take part. But there'll be a wee bit of running. There'll be a lot of ball. There'll be a different mix in terms of as we touched on earlier, the levels Xander's played at. He's probably got a lot more experience in terms of pre-season and what drills to do than I have. And obviously from my coaching experience, where I have, I'm going to use a couple of the drills that I've did before. So we'll try and put them together. We'll try and make it as enjoyable as possible. But again, one thing I thought we were good at last season was we were really fit. We had a lot of fit players. So we're looking to carry that method on for next year, because we were kicking on in games when the fitness for other teams was maybe dying. We were kicking on. So that's where we're looking at.
Well, listen, everybody at Cumbernauld Colts, the committee, the backroom team, everybody wishes the team all the success for the 25-26 season. Thanks very much for joining us.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.